Jim Seimas.
And Andrew Matheson with this week's edition of Double Coverage Playoff Edition.
Yes, it is.
Yep. It counts this time.
Week 11. No?
Sure.
Okay.
Get them up.
Yep.
Yeah, of course, this is first round of the CCS playoffs. We have 3 local teams that qualified. Monte Vista, not us.
We
Monte
called
Vista.
all 3 of them.
That was a beautiful hand slap high five.
Ears ringing, yes.
Hers little.
We
did call all 3 of them.
Yeah.
We're geniuses.
Yes.
It was so difficult to figure out.
Before high school football.
2 of them had automatic births.
Let me cut you off 1 second. Before we get in, because we're going to jump into week Division 3, Cabrillo ousted from a bull berth.
Shafted.
Can you believe that?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, because I just wanted to stay away from junior college and high school, and man, they were 5-5. So was Monterey Peninsula. Cardinal was 6-4. Who gets the bowl bid? All three teams went 4-1 to Coast Conference.
Gated community.
Monterey Peninsula College is your bowl.
And they lost to Cabrillo pretty handily, too.
Yeah, 21-7 or 23-7.
Yeah, it was 23-7, yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Cabrillo, you had a great season. Way to rally and win your final 3 games. You got the hose.
You get to give it to the man now.
That's right.
Like the rest of us.
Community college shaft is what you took.
That's yeah.
All right.
On the high school level, though, we had 3 teams qualify: Aptos, Soquel, and Monte Vista Christian. Let's start in D3 first. We have Aptos.
We do.
8-2, the number 5 seed, winning their league, yet going on the road to a team that finished 5th place in the D'Anza division of the Santa Clara Valley Athletic League. 4-seeded Saratoga, they finished 6-4. 2 teams kick off 7 p.m. Friday night at Saratoga High.
They do.
What would you like to say on them?
I would like to say that Aptos is Aptos.
Aptos is Aptos,
And
Saratoga is Saratoga.
and Saratoga is something that they have never seen this year. A prolific passing team. Seriously, Aptos secondary is going to be tested.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Big time.
We're talking about one of the best passers in the Central Coast section. Jonathan Walters with 38 touchdown passes against 11 interceptions, has thrown for 3,234 yards.
Number 1 in the CCS, according to Max Preps. His go-to receiver, Kyle Dozier.
Yep.
Also number 1 in receiving yards. How many does he have?
He has 1,231 with 14 touchdowns.
Impressive.
Yeah, they run 4 receiver sets. They throw it all around the field. They throw it to fans. They throw it to hot dog vendors.
Are we getting touchdowns this game?
We might see a ball that's intentionally grounded. But anyway, they're a fun team to watch. I love passing offenses. They're as good as any.
Yeah, and I guess what we have to look at in terms of not too many teams have thrown the ball against Aptos this year.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, though, Harbor through Milo Schmall had 274 yards passing, a season high for him.
Yeah.
So not a good thing to look back on, I guess. After a quarterback has a season high passing total against you, now you're going up against a pass first football team that throws the ball about 70% of the time. They don't really have much to talk about in the run game, and we won't go there at all because their passing game is what keeps them, what sets them above.
Randy Blankenship has said that the Mariners would practice on their pass defense for the last 4 or 5 weeks, knowing that they'd face a team like this in the playoffs.
Yeah.
By the way, Randy also said thank you for our initial power poll prediction of number 3. He said he can now take his number 3 down from the weight room. And but anyway, you better put up a Saratoga or a Falcon up on in your locker room now, because get the troops fired up. I know they'll be fired up. This is a powerful opponent that took 4th place in the Santa Clara Valley D'Anza division. Aptos will have his fans.
5th place, I think, right?
5th?
I think they tied with Los Gatos, but Los Gatos beat them. So
This is a powerful division.
Yeah.
You know, with Wilcox and Los Gatos and Palo Alto.
Mm-hmm.
So all the big dogs from Santa Clara Valley. So Aptos has their hands full. They just need to run a no-turnover offense.
Yeah, and I talked to their players after last week. Of course, they remember last year.
Yes.
Leading, I forget what the exact lead was on St. Ignatius, but St. Ignatius came all the way back, upset them in a way, I guess, and then went all the way to the CCS championship. Aptos, since winning the CCS title in 2003, has been eliminated in the first round 5 times. The last 5 appearances have been eliminated. Interestingly enough, the last 3 appearances that they've had in the CCS, they've lost in the first round, and that guy has gone on to win it all.
Yeah.
So
the Mariners need, with Elijah Marta and all the running backs, McInerney and all the boys, to grind it out and kill the clock and keep the ball in their hands.
Yeah.
So if they can do that, I like their chances. I'm actually going to choose Aptos to win this game.
Ooh.
But if they could do that, and I see them doing that.
Okay, and you forgot to mention Alex Joe, their quarterback.
Yes.
He'll need to step up a little bit as well to stretch that field for Aptos' running game. I'm going to go with Saratoga.
Okay.
Just because the passing game, I'm just looking at last week. I know Harper, quarterback, had a good game against them. And Walters is at a completely different level.
Probably he's only a junior, probably the best junior quarterback in the whole CCS.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Saratoga. But Aptos having that fight to get rid of this first round demon, I guess, is still there, and I think that could help. But I'm going to go with Saratoga with a slight edge.
Sounds good.
Also on Friday night at 7 p.m. down at Pacific Grove High School, the number 3 ranked Carmel Padres, 9-1 overall, are going to be hosting, I guess, in a way, Soquel Knights, 8-2, them getting the number 6 seed. In a way, you could say that Soquel kind of lucked out a little bit with this first round matchup. Obviously, Carmel's 9-1, but that one loss is to Soquel, coming back on week 1.
Yes and no.
48-20 victory for Soquel back in week 1 over Carmel. So they're getting another chance at a team that they beat by 28 points.
I know we were just talking about this when during our break with producer Tony Solis, you mentioned that Soquel did catch a break, but to argue that, you know how hard it is to beat someone twice in the same season?
No, I know.
Okay.
It's even difficult 3 times.
I mean, Carmel hasn't remained stagnant. That was week 2.
No, I know, of course, but neither is Soquel. I mean, they've gotten better as well.
Now, Coach Myers over at Soquel likes to say that no team traditionally gets better after week 4, but he feels his team has, and he said that year after year. I believe it was week 4, week 6. That's when the improvement stops, and sometimes teams drop a little bit. But
interesting.
I think Soquel's gotten a little bit better.
Yeah.
But he's mentioned that Carmel, that their biggest improvement since their first meeting has been quarterback Connor Martin. He's passed for 28 TDs and thrown just 3 interceptions. He's thrown for 2,100 yards essentially.
Yep.
But he mentioned the area that is most improved at is running now. He's now scrambling quarterback as that extra threat. So that said,
so he's more like Devin Pearson of last year a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Although probably not at that level because that kid was unreal.
Yeah. But they also have the big running game with Holden Smith.
Smith, who is a little more than 1,400 yards and 20 touchdowns. So you know he's getting the ball inside the red zone.
They can move it. But they didn't last time against Soquel.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you like Soquel. I like Soquel too.
Yeah.
Because I like the offensive and defensive line with the Knights.
Yeah.
I think they can control the ball and play that smash mouth brand football that a small Carmel school can't keep up with.
Yeah. And when I mean lucked out, I mean it's nice to go into a playoff game knowing you've already beat this team by 28 points. That's what I meant.
No, I got you.
Obviously, if you're going up against Jonathan Walters and Saratoga, there's a lot more question marks. You don't know how you're going to stack up. So a lot more confidence, I would imagine, for the Knights coming into this game. And 2 of the best running backs in the Monterey Bay area, Fabiano Hale and Holden Smith in this game. 2 guys with a nose for the end zone with the amount of touchdowns that they've racked up. What do we have for Hale so far?
We have, according to MontereyBayPreps.com, 34 touchdowns rushing and 1,840 yards.
Okay, so between the 2 of them, we have 3,500 yards rushing and about 50 touchdowns.
A scoreboard breaking game. It should be tons of fun, an exciting shoot 'em out type game.
Yeah.
But every time most years, even though they won in 2009, most years when they played our teams in postseason, they've been obliterated. Our teams, when they lost to Scotts Valley, our county teams here.
There you go. Don't die at me.
Excuse me.
Come on.
Probably made it worse.
Thank you.
But the previous county rushing record was set against Carmel in the playoffs with Kyle Hardwick, so over at Scotts Valley. So there is some disparity. Hopefully it shows its face again this year.
Okay. Carmel, winners of 8 straight so far. They'll get a second chance. Obviously, they're going to be fired up. They're going against Soquel. I like Soquel just based on the fact that I've said it 5 times already now.
Yeah, I like the Knights as well.
Final game, Friday night.
Yes.
CCS D3, Monte Vista Christian, the 5 seed, 8-2 overall. 3rd place in the Monterey Bay League Pacific Division, taking on Menlo School, number 4 seed. They finished 8-2. Friday night, 7 p.m. Sequoia High School
in Redwood City.
In Redwood City, a beautiful, beautiful city up there.
Yes, it is.
Many redwoods.
Yes.
What do you like? What do we want to talk about? First of all, Menlo.
Yes.
Before I go any further, SF Gate, which otherwise known as San Francisco Chronicle Edition online. You shouldn't read it. You should read us.
All right.
They had a story about Jack Hennigan.
Okay.
The quarterback. The quarterback for Menlo, 6'3", 215. Apparently, he's nicknamed Baby Andrew Luck. We don't know how much how we should read into
Wow.
that.
No, you know what? I like it. I saw this kid a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And he was just like, he sees everything. He's like, he's like the machine. He's like Albert Pujols.
He's like Andrew Luck.
He's like Andrew Luck. Seriously. The
Yeah.
guy is, they run a little bit. They run the pass, it seems like, actually. But everything they do plays off each other, and it works to precision every single time.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them against SLV in the playoffs a few years back. They're phenomenal. They haven't dropped off. Last year, they're solid. They're another playoff contender. They're obviously a well-coached team under Mark Newton. In addition to Hennigan, I mean, he's got plenty of go-to guys in the backfield. He has a huge offensive line. He's got a quality receiver in Connor Stasny with 12 Ts.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting with Luck, because you see this kid and you read about him and you go, because he's not, his numbers don't jump out at you. He's good, but then you go like, that guy does everything right.
2,100 yards, 27 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
He doesn't make errors. He doesn't make errors.
Those jump out though.
No, but you're going to see larger touchdown and yardage totals elsewhere.
Okay.
AKA,
Sure.
You know.
Now, is he kind of a dink and dunk type deal?
He does whatever. Yeah, a lot of it's rack.
Letting the wide receivers do the work?
There's a lot of rack, but he has which is runs after the catch. But he also can throw downfield.
Yeah.
Whatever he does is perfect. You're like, does this team make errors at all? They are one of the most efficient teams I've seen in postseason.
They're 8-2. They've lost twice.
They have.
They're not
but when against our teams, they have been.
Okay.
They knocked our teams out.
Well, I know they played Santa Cruz to start their season. I think it was about 66-14 victory for Menlo.
Yeah.
Don't need to read into that by any means. But Monte Christian obviously has a well-balanced offense themselves. I think Matheson threw for about 2,000 yards this year. Filled in for Taylor Cohen.
Hey, wait! You're not supposed to say that. The guys at Menlo might catch word of it.
Whatever do you mean, Jim Seimas?
Monte Vista Christian pulled all its stats off of MA Preps. The thing is, teams still exchange film.
Okay, let's not. Can we read into this at all? Or?
No, there's a lot of coaches do it. It's a strategy. I don't think it's going to help Monte Vista Christian. I think Menlo is still well coached. They'll have the film to. They've probably seen Monte Vista about 6 times already.
Yeah, and we don't know who took down the stats.
We do not know that, but they are not an MA Prep.
It could have been me, like by accident.
But it's happened years past. It's not pointing a finger at Monte Vista. It's a common strategy that I've never been a fan of. Because how are we supposed to report? We know what Monte Vista's done. We know.
Of course, we're not a fan of it.
Yeah.
I have to say Nick Matheson threw for about 2,000 yards.
No, but exactly.
Really know.
But you know he has 22 TDs and 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
Right? We know. We remember. We know they run well.
We don't know exact numbers. That's where we're upset about, I guess.
What does it come down to? I have Menlo winning this game. What does it come down to for Monte Vista Christian to win this game?
I mean, it's going to be a near. They held Seaside, probably the best. Seaside's best opponent this year.
Yes.
Seaside almost lost that game. They probably should have lost that game. Is Seaside as good as Menlo? Could we go that far?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I think so.
Seaside's actually in this same bracket. They're the number 1 seed, so I guess you can go that far. Monte Vista is going to need to play a similar game to that.
Yes.
But the offense in that game against Seaside didn't step up as much as they needed to. They're going to need to step up and kind of. It's I don't know if it's going to be a shootout. I could see it be one of those like, oh, we're expecting a shootout, and it's the total like 10-10 in the 4th quarter. But they're going to need a similar game plan, a similar approach to what they did against Seaside. But obviously, if you got to win, they're going to be better than that.
I just think the games that matter to us in the office, like this is a must-win game, and there's 10 of them, I guess, right? Was Seaside and LSL, and for Monte Vista Christian, they lost both of them. So I was a little, what's the best team they've beat?
Okay, Seaside went undefeated though. Seaside beat the Gavilan Division champion.
That's true. You're right.
And they beat the Gavilan Division runner-up.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Well, I'm saying Seaside is ridiculous, and I mean to say like they lost that game, they don't have a shot is a little unfair. I think just because Seaside is that good.
It's postseason, buddy. I bring out a rare face. All right.
I want winners.
Yeah, exactly.
Who do you like?
I like Menlo.
I like Menlo too, and I mean, I don't know when you drop baby Andrew Luck on me, I'm gonna my ears perk up.
Woo! Believer.
Yeah.
Monte needs to establish a run game. Keep the ball out of Menlo's hands.
Well, if you want to, and going back to that Seaside game, they were without Hugo Renteria in that game. They only had Cody Washington. Hugo was out that game, so I think they're both healthy this week.
There's Hugo.
There you go. They're both healthy this week, and but they're going to need everybody. Offensively, defensively. I'm still talking, sir.
I'm listening. I'm sorry. That was very rude.
To get this win, but I'm going to go with Menlo as well. You want to do the wrap up?
I thought you should do it tonight.
Oh, thank you very much.
For being so rude there. I apologize.
I'll keep talking then. That does it for this. That does it for this week's edition of Double Coverage.
Gotcha.
Playoff edition. Of course, we'll have at least one more episode.
Yes.
And if anyone advances, we'll have yet another episode.
Yes.
So if you you want to see more of us, you're gonna have to root for some Santa Cruz County teams.
Please.
Yeah.
My puppy dog eyes.
Puppy dog guys.
All right. I'm gonna set you up, buddy.
I'm not done yet. You can check us out, gamers, SantaCruzSentinel.com/football.
There you go.
I
See, I was
set
supposed to set
myself
you
up.
up.
I know I got it.
All right,
I
all
start, yeah.
And then I'll just spin it.
Then I'll
Check
spin
us
it.
out.
And then check us out on Twitter, blogs. Ooh, I like that.